Hi everyone, my name is Marks9180 here with my free football betting picks for today, which is June 10th. And we have the World Cup qualifiers today in both South America and Europe. And with that, we have 4 picks in total on those games. And let's start off in Europe because those games are going to be starting a little bit earlier. And we'll start off with the matchup between Finland and Poland. And in that game, I have 1 unit on Poland to win. And that's going to be at odds of 233. I was actually thinking of skipping this matchup or maybe placing a draw no bet. But given the fact that I was able to find it at 233 odds, I had to essentially take it. There was no way I was going to let it slip. Even though Finland is not without any chance in this game, the fact that we're getting Poland at these odds, and that's the main point I want to get across, definitely makes it a worthwhile bet in my opinion. Moving on, we have 1.7 units on the Romania against Cyprus match at odds of 130. I mean, look, Romania is far from a stellar team, but they're at least somewhat decent, whereas Cyprus, as you'll see with a lot of these smaller teams, are just nowhere near being able to compete with normal countries. So I don't foresee any issues for Romania, but I don't want to make it a high stake bet either because of the fact that it's at such low odds, and I just don't like putting a lot of risk into those kind of bets. Moving on to the 2 South American games, we have 1.9 units on a draw no bet for Ecuador to win, and that's going to be against Peru at odds of 153. Very interesting matchup. I was kind of surprised that we're getting these odds because Ecuador is actually doing very solid in this World Cup qualifier, whereas Peru is one of those teams that's just not able to compete. Well, they're not at all. And finally, we have half a unit on Venezuela +1 in that matchup against Uruguay at odds of 2.0, meaning that they need to at least draw this matchup or win. In that case, we win the bet. If they lose by 1 goal exactly, we push. Do I think Venezuela is going to win? They have a chance, but it's going to be very difficult. But I think they should be able to keep it close enough of a game that we have definitely got a chance to win this bet. And worst comes to case, you still push. And on top of that, I see that these games I predict that these games are not going to be very high scoring, meaning that the chances of there being a win in there for us is very likely. That's going to be it for football. Later on, I do have my MLB picks coming out, so be sure to follow me both here and on X at Marks9180 if you want to be up to date with those, and catch you in the next one.